Oxford in Oxfordshire, Terrorhurtz.
Back for a 5th tilt at the title.
The Terrorhurtz team, frightfully sophisticated, very intelligent. What have you come up with this year?
It's an amazing robot. It's a very fast repeating pneumatic axe mechanism.
Right, and knowing you two, it absolutely will be.
Absolutely.
Now, you want to know who you're fighting?
Yes, who is it?
A-Kill.
Sorry?
A-Kill.
Oh, right, yeah.
Reptirron II. And those lot over there, Sabretooth.
Right, okay.
He's nasty, isn't he?
No, yeah, he's nasty. Which one are you most worried about?
I haven't seen A-Kill fighting, but as a spinner, always a bit worried about spinners.
Give me a piece of advice here. Don't worry.
The double-headed axe has always promised much, but in 4 attempts, they've never really gone beyond the heat. Aggressive, hyperactive, unpredictable.
Roboteers, stand by.
So look at the Roboteers together. A-Kill on the left, Christoph is the captain, Sabretooth on the right, captained by Gabriel Stroud. And there on the left-hand side, Reptirron II, Gordon and Cheryl Townley, and Terrorhurtz, John Reed and Dominic Parkinson. In the arena, Growler. Very pacey, very damaging. And Shunt. The old trusty bulldozer blade and the axe, and still
3,
deadly.
2, 1, activate.
Big question here, how long Sabretooth can survive without any weaponry. Terrorhurtz comes in with the axe already dropping down on A-Kill, which is a novel-looking machine with the whacker and the spinning disc and the front lifts, and Terrorhurtz like a metronome out there, counting down the seconds to oblivion for A-Kill and dictating the pace of this mash it and mix it melee. There at the controls of A-Kill. You could see they were worried. The great pace of Sabretooth, but going nowhere it would seem. Oh, what's come off? That's part of A-Kill. One of the spinning discs, I think, has come off. Sabretooth, meanwhile, sort of well, doing nothing. And there at the controls of Reptirron II, just got a glimpse there of Gordon Townley. Down comes the axe blade of Terrorhurtz. Knocked out in the heat 3 times previously, doing a lot of work here just in case it should go to a judges. With that axe coming down, very strong pneumatic axe once again. Gordon Townley with Reptirron II trying to get things going. Just saw Cheryl there with him. What's happening here with Reptirron II? Is it completely stopped? I think it has. And I think Terrorhurtz is about to drag Reptirron II onto that flame pit. The axe has gone straight through the aluminium shell, and that's why it's grappled on. Reptirron II, bronze looking, about to be blackened by the flames. Held in there by Terrorhurtz. Always dangerous flames to electronics, and Sabretooth we wondered and worried about all the way through. They're being counted down. And I don't think Terrorhurtz is going to last much longer. Well, Sabretooth, all the damage really was done before they came into the arena. They know it. Gabriel Stroud, Robert Pickford, Polly Parr Stroud. 9-year-old schoolgirl, they're out. And I think Reptirron II, unless they can get things moving very, very quickly, are going to follow them, which leaves Terrorhurtz to create as much damage as it can to A-Kill, perhaps a little bit later on in this heat. Don't forget, only one machine survives the heat to go through to the series semi-final. A-Kill leaving things strewn around arena floor by the second. Bang goes Sabretooth. Up to 70 miles an hour on the ground, maybe. But you don't look too impressive through the air, to be honest. Let's hope they come back, though, next time. Went out in the heats last time as well, Sabretooth. Taking punishment. Look at that axe of Terrorhurtz. When they get things going, it can be so deadly. Reptirron II have been very disappointing. Was it the flame pit that burnt out the electrics? Did they have a radio signals problem? I don't know. But that's the end of Reptirron II. Gone in the heats again. Counted out by the ref bot, so the 2 machines that will go through. A-Kill, you just saw the team. And Terrorhurtz. Whoa, Growler, what are you doing? That's not your kennel. Don't go down the pit yet. Get him on a leash, someone, quickly. Shunt gets rid of the Sabretooth. Let's mop up everything out there, boys. Quickly, House Robots, because Growler to me seems to be on the prowl. A-Kill through. Not too sure how they did it. Sabretooth out.
Well, Sabretooth and Reptirron II crash out of the competition. A-Kill didn't do much, but along with the big hitting Terrorhurtz, it lives to fight another day.
well. And what do you feel about them, having seen their robot in bits?
Kronic 2 is a very good robot, so it'll be quite tough. But they seem to be quite proud of the damage on their robot, so we'll try and oblige them with
some
giving them a bit more.
Fighting talk, that's what we like.
Kronic 2.
Together up there in the controls box, Dave and John Lang and Mike Gardner.
Terrorhurtz.
Splendid team, John Reed and Dominic Parkinson. Lots of experience. I wonder if they can go further this year.
Roboteers, stand by.
See who's in the arena for the house robots then. It's the Sergeant. Ready to get out a marching drill or two. And Growler.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
Out they come. The weaponry is more potent from Terrorhurtz. Boy, and how. Look at that, slamming down on Kronic 2. Looks a very good machine here, Terrorhurtz. I think they'll give Panic Attack a run for the money in the heat final if they get there, and from the evidence of the opening seconds of this battle, they'll get there because Kronic 2 knows it's got to flip and flip fast simply to survive. It's trying to get that flipper in underneath, but Terrorhurtz has a zero ground clearance. It has the side skirts. Like Panic Attack, it nudges Kronic 2 into the CPZ, which means that Sergeant Bash can now attack. Their wheels are locked together, side by side. Terrorhurtz coming in from the rear. Kronic 2 just getting away, turning, running into Terrorhurtz once again in the centre of the arena, slamming across there. Terrorhurtz is giving chase now. It knows that it has Kronic 2 on the run. Kronic 2 with the little yellow wobbly bits on top. Not really doing much and trying to run away, and advised. Terrorhurtz back on the attack, still on the attack. Waiting. Down comes the axe. Why isn't the axe coming down? Is there a problem with the Terrorhurtz axe? John Reed and Dominic Parkinson, why aren't they using the weaponry? Kronic 2 is on the flame pit, trying to get itself off by using the flipper to gain some purchase, but I think that Kronic 2 have been immobilised. A vent of steam from underneath gives a little bit of life, but there's not much movement in Kronic 2 from the two 750-watt motors. Oh! And damage, it is only superficial. The yellow wobbly bits come off. Courtesy of Growler. Growler. Absolutely destroying Kronic 2. Dave and John Lang and Mike Gardner, they're all engineers. It's a splendid looking machine, great fun, but it's met its match here in Terrorhurtz. And how much damage did Growler cause? The pit release activated. If I was you, Kronic 2, I'd make a beeline for that pit because Growler's definitely on the prowl this time. What a frightening new house robot for Robot Wars the Sixth Wars. Growler and his owner, Mr. Psycho. No, John Reed and Dominic Parkinson, you're not Mr. Psycho. Or are you? You're some sort of nutter to have a go at Sergeant Bash in there. The house robots mean business next time. You will be going through the heat final because Kronic 2 has 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. No life left in Robot Wars the Sixth Wars. Out they go. And Terrorhurtz survives. And Growler comes in. A little nibble and a munch. It drags Kronic 2 almost off to its horrible lair. Spits out the part he didn't like, Sergeant Bash, who I think has just had a little look over to Terrorhurtz and a bit of a wink, as if to suggest, I'll be waiting for you next time. Growler grabs Kronic 2. A little bit too late now. Dave Lang to turn Kronic away. Terrorhurtz in there. One last push. It's on fire. We know it's out. Hot under the collar? No. Cool as you like. Whew. So's their machine then.
Kronic 2 put up a good fight, but it's not enough. Terrorhurtz go marching on! Last, a robot that does a bit of damage.
It's about time, isn't it?
You've been competing in Robot Wars right from the very beginning.
Yeah, 5 years now.
And it's always been a bit pants, really.
Really?
And all of a sudden, you've got this weapon which is fairly awesome, and you're through to a heat final.
Yeah, we don't normally go around squashing hedgehogs, but in this case...
Do you think you can go far in the competition?
Who knows? It's just... Who knows? Depends who you get, luck of the draw. But it's working really well at the moment. I'm really happy with it. At last, we're getting somewhere.
You won't go very far if you keep having to go to the house robots, though. You had a go bash there, didn't you?
Yeah, it's a risky game, isn't it?
And they've got long memories, those robots, I tell you.
Yes.
We were thinking you were going to help out Kronic against the house robots, but we thought, not diplomatic. No, we won't do that.
Listen, let's hope you go all the way. Ladies and gentlemen, Terrorhurtz!
Panic attack.
Let me remind you, Kim and Michael Davis have never failed to reach a series semi-final on Robot Wars.
Terrorhurtz.
Let me remind you, John Reed and Dominic Parkinson have never had such potent weaponry with Terrorhurtz.
Roboteers, stand by.
Matilda's in the arena with the flywheel and the tusks. Shunt's in there again with the bulldozer blade.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
Activate is called. Kim and Michael Davis were concerned about panic attack. They've left the side skirts on. They've left the skirts on. They were talking about removing them. They're left on, and Terrorhurtz is slamming it with the axe, and I don't think Panic Attack has the maneuverability to get away, and Terrorhurtz is causing damage straight away. At the controls there, Johnny. Look at this, it's systematic. Oh, they are battering Panic Attack into submission. One blow after another raining down, and Kim cannot do anything about this whatsoever. He knows his machine is sluggish. The metal is being ripped away. The armament, look at that weaponry and power of Terrorhurtz. Certainly one of the most destructive machines we've seen in Robot Wars to Sith Wars. Only 2 seeds thus far. Chaos 2, the number 5, and Stinger, the number 11 seeds, have crashed out of the competition. But Panic Attack here, the number 8 seeds, are in danger of following them. Shunt is in there as well. The bulldozer looks a little bit tattered. Has a great split in it, do you see? Down comes the axe. This has been one-way traffic throughout this heat final. Well, Panic Attack, oh! Off comes the top armour. And now the electronics, the electric motors exposed. Matilda's flywheel causing all the damage there after Terrorhurtz had initially prized that lid loose. They're queuing up. Please, RefBot, count them out. And look at this, almost in reverence to what Panic Attack has been in the past, no one is going in there to create more damage yet. They're counted out. I think he knew it was going to happen, didn't he? Maybe it's time now to completely rebuild Panic Attack. Will he have to? Will the house robots, Shunt and Matilda, totally destroy? Oh, the drop zone's being lined up. Surely not for Panic Attack. Have some reverence. That's better. Put it on the floor, flip. The crowd don't like it. Cruel, nasty, delicious people. Panic Attack from the floor flipper. That'll do, surely. Away it goes. Sturdy, nothing came out from the exposed innards. Still they want the drop zone. Still they call for the drop zone. Oh no! Shunt, how could you? How nasty! How wonderful! What a lovely... Kim's trying to get away. To fight another day. It's too late. Your time is nigh. What have we got suspended up there? I'm told it's a washing machine, a household washing machine, to come crashing down on you. Kim Davis and Panic Attack. No!
Cease.
The end. Bang. It's all over now.
Taylor for the Bucks. Panic Attack, the 8th seed. They go out. Terrorhurtz are through to the series semi-finals.
You've hit on a brilliant robot, haven't you?
It seems to be working okay, doesn't it?
The axe is awesome.
We turned it up specially for them. We cranked the pressure up.
Yeah.
Just put a little bit more in there,
And
just for the ex-champions.
It's kind of high repetition as well. It's like
Yeah,
constant,
that's it,
constant,
yeah.
constant.
Yeah, we on our previous mission we got a spike. We always got it stuck. We just hated that all the time.
Yeah.
So we just decided to put this broad blade axe on it so it doesn't get stuck. But we just keep on hitting them.
It's an amazing robot. Everyone's
Yeah, it's great.
surprised.
Yeah.
Well, it's working now as it was supposed to work before for the first time, so that's what it's supposed to do.
It's the ferocity of the beast. It's so ferocious.
That's him.
But we were worried. I mean, Panic Attack are the ex-champions, and that was a tough one too, so we're very glad to have got this far.
And let's hope you go further. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it. Terrorhurtz!
Terrorhurtz.
The only unseeded machine in the semi-final, but suspect in the past of flippers like Spawn Agains.
Yeah, flippers never like flippers. Flippers are always difficult.
That's a pretty formidable axe.
Yeah.
I don't want to cheer you up too much because they are very depressed actually. They've got quite a lot of work to do to it.
They have.
It's not working very well.
Yeah, but they
See
are
if we
very
can help
good
them
robots
out.
too.
They are a very good robot.
Polycarbonate. It has the most powerful action robot wars, they say. Double-headed, highly aggressive, strong armor, hyperactive, but it has unpredictable spasms. Don't we all, dear?
Roboteers, stand by.
Let's have a look at the two teams. Spawn again. Darren Hayden-Ball on the left, Luke Chapman on the right. And the Terrorhurtz boys. John Reed there on the right-hand side. Dominic Parkinson on the left at the controls of the weapons. In the arena for the house robots, once again, is Mr. Psycho with a huge hammer and the claws. And Dead Metal with the serrated saw, scorpion pincers. Quick mention as Spawn again prepares to take a bit of a blow from Terrorhurtz, but Graham Warner couldn't be here, but he's done such a lot of work behind the scenes over the past few months for the Spawn Again boys. Down comes the double-headed axe blade of Terrorhurtz. Brilliant in qualifying against Panic Attack. Knocking out the 8th seeds. There, John Reed at the controls of Terrorhurtz. Jumping and leaping like a flea out there to worry and nibble away at Spawn Again. Look at the damage caused to Spawn Again's CO2 flipper. You're talking a metre long, that flipper. But I don't know whether it can work here or whether or not it's taken too much of a bashing. Spawn Again. And is this going to be another surprise? The number 10 seeds are being beaten by this tenacious little unseeded Terrorhurtz. Spawn Again in the clutches of Dead Metal. And I think that repeated axe blow technique of Terrorhurtz once again has caused immeasurable damage. Spawn Again simply never got going. They're not out of Robot Wars yet. They will go into the losers melee. I'm sure. Terrorhurtz look tremendously confident. We know them from the past, of course, in Robot Wars, but they've never been beyond the heats, either with their previous incarnation as Kilohertz or now as Terrorhurtz. They will march on, though, and it's Spawn Again, destined for the losers melee. And now, of course, the house robots can come in and have a little bit of fun, because Spawn Again ended up in their clutches. Metal crumpled. And like an autumn leaf, Spawn Again is lifted and raised, only to drop in dastardly style onto that arena floor. Mr. Ugly is Mr. Psycho, of course. Mr. Gruesome is Mr. Psycho. Mr. Merciless is Mr. Psycho. Imagine him as your uncle. Imagine him as your teacher. Imagine him as the boy next door, Mr. Psycho. Terrorhurtz, well done.
Spawn Again, splattered and absolutely battered by the pulverizing power of Terrorhurtz! So you just beat up the 10th seeds then?
We're still here. I don't believe it.
You pulverised them.
Yeah, that was another good. Fortunately, we just managed to get under their front. We were worried they were going to get under us and we were going to be out of there.
What happened when you did that kind of weird spinning top thing?
She's got a mind of her own, really. I mean, she started to do a victory dance halfway through. Nothing to do with me, I don't know.
Excellent.
Ladies and gentlemen, Terrorhurtz.
Terrorhurtz.
They've done brilliantly to get this far. Driving John Reed in the centre there. Dominic Parkinson on the right at the weapons control.
Number 2 seed, Bigger Brother.
And the crowd pleasers. The Watts family. Bigger Brother represented by Ian there on the right, Joe in the middle and Ellie on the left. They've grown up with Robot Wars. Grown up, only tiddlers still.
Roboteers, stand by.
In the arena for the house robots, the mighty Shunt with the double bulldozer blades and Sergeant Bash, the flame, the pincers, the attitude really. The last place in the grand final is up for grabs. Down comes the axe of Terrorhurtz. Will the unseeded Terrorhurtz make it through, or will Bigger Brother, seeded number 2 for Robot Wars the Sith Wars, survive at the moment? It's Terrorhurtz on top and driving on there. Brilliant attack from Terrorhurtz. The improved weaponry has made such a difference, and Bigger Brother is rocking and reeling. But what's happened to Terrorhurtz now? Is it mobile? Is Bigger Brother mobile? Well, oh no, says little Joe. Something's happened. He tries to get the controls out of Dad Ian's hands. Bigger Brother is in massive peril here. They're in all sorts of trouble. Terrorhurtz drives on. This could be a mighty upset, and they've got it going again. They've got it going again, Bigger Brother. Oh, they like living on the edge, don't they? They've come through this far through the losers' melee. They're now in a CPZ, and Terrorhurtz are still on top. But both are in the CPZ, so the House Rovers can come in. Shunt with the axe, Sergeant Bash with the flame. Bigger Brother is now cornered, literally. And surely seconds away from oblivion. Terrorhurtz, all you've got to do is stay out of trouble. Don't try and put the icing on the cake, Terrorhurtz. They've depressed the pit release button. They need to stay away from trouble because we know Bigger Brother. Oh look at the faces. They're being counted out, Bigger Brother. Tears at the end of it all. For the runners-up in the last series, Bigger Brother, go no more. Terrorhurtz unseeded through to the grand final. What happened? Hats off to Terrorhurtz. They have axed the number 2 seeds. All that's left, the last rites for a terrific machine that had its problem against Dominator 2 in the very first round of this semi-final and never recovered. Improved Bigger Brother, but not good enough. The floor flipper rolls it into submission. Was it a control problem all along for Bigger Brother? We'll have to wait and see. I didn't expect to see this, I'll tell you. Bigger Brother in the pit. Came into this semi-final looking so strong. It was Terrorhurtz stronger.
Cease.
What a turn-up for the books! Bigger Brother, the second seed, the beaten finalists in the last war, pulverised by Terrorhurtz. Terrorhurtz, they go through! They've got me crying anyway, you know? You're an unseeded robot. He was taking out the second
It was
seeds.
very unfair that we were unseeded, you see now.
Because your robot has been absolutely useless for 4 years, that's right. And all of a sudden, there's like a major leap of evolution.
I've suddenly woken up.
And it's an amazing robot now, it's awesome.
I can't believe we're here.
It's great to see, you know, sort of a new robot come up and
Yeah.
well, it's not a new robot, but to see a robot improve
Fresh,
so much.
yeah.
It's like it's there, it's in the final.
I can't believe we're here.
Every chance of victory. Ladies and gentlemen, please go ballistic for Terrorhurtz!
From Oxford in Oxfordshire, Terrorhurtz.
Into the final for the first time and about to get a shock.
Do you want to know who you're up against then?
Yes, please.
Razer. Yeah, painful.
bad.
It could be
That's
very
bad.
painful.
They go through. I don't know what we could do. We could strap armour on. I could use this. anything game.
In the next couple of minutes, yeah.
We've got 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, you've not got
Better
long.
get on with it.
But this manic chopper, if you'll forgive the phrase.
Yes.
I mean, you shouldn't be frightened of anything, really, should you? You've already taken out the number 2 seed.
Razer are champions at the moment. They're a fantastic robot, and we are rightly very scared of them.
Just the faster and heavier here at 99 kilos and with top speeds of 12 miles an hour from the 2,000 watt motors, polycarbonate armour, very aggressive axe, but somewhat unpredictable, I think.
Roboteers, stand by.
The reigning champions, Razer, Vinny on the left-hand side, Simon Scott and Ian Lewis, the driver and captain on the right, and Terrorhurtz there, John Reed driving on the right-hand side, Dominic Parkinson with the glasses at the weapons control. There in the arena for the house robots is Shunt with the bulldozer blades and the axe, and Sir Killalot with the lance and the great grappling pincers.
3, 2, 1.
The first battle of the grand final of Robot Wars, the 6th Wars, and Razer, the reigning champs, twice world champs, on the assault, on the attack. The Terrorhurtz weapon cleaving thin air, but with a metronomic beat. And look at Razer, already crumpling, already ripping, and tearing through that polycarbonate armour and straight into the heart of John Reed's machine. And it lifts Terrorhurtz in the air. It comes crashing down Terrorhurtz. If that axe can get a strike in on Razer, who knows? But Razer looks so dangerous, impregnable. Grapples Terrorhurtz. There you saw it. Draw the opponent on with the front ram, straight onto the beak. The weapons controlled by Simon Scott, driving the machine. Ian Lewis, Vinny Blood, of course, so vital as the Razer team look on with another victory in sight. Terrorhurtz unseeded, and the brilliant run comes to an end, and Razer march on. So close to another title now. You had to go down, John Reed, they said, and he did.
What a fantastic fight! Terrorhurtz, the unseeded robot, out of the competition. Razer, the world champion, the reigning UK champion, are through to the grand final! Guys, you came a long, long way.
Yeah.
An unseeded robot. You knocked out some serious contenders, some serious seeds, but at the end of the day, top spot just eluded you.
We came against some serious opposition and just couldn't do anything about him.
I don't think you got your hammer or axe or hammer stroke axe to hit it once, actually.
We might have hit it right at the beginning.
A glancing blow.
and that was about it.
Yeah.
Once after that, they just had the grip on us. The death grip.
They came round the side of you and just started the claws so powerful.
Yeah, you can't do much about that. You just get underneath you and just get you in, and they're not going to let go.
And it's so clinical what he did. I mean, the way he reverses. Opens the pit release and just drives you in it. Your axe was going like that all the time, trying to shake yourself off him, but it just wouldn't.
No, it wouldn't come.
And then it looked like you were going to take him in the pit with you at one stage.
That's what we were hoping for. I said to Dominic, keep firing, keep firing. No, he's too good for that.
You're an unseeded robot. I tell you what, the next wars you won't be unseeded though.
No,
you'll be right up there. Ladies and gentlemen, Terrorhurtz!
The number 3 seed, Firestorm IV.
Graham Bone and Hazel Heslop again trying for that bronze medal, finishing third.
Terrorhurtz.
John Reed, Dominic Parkinson, they've done brilliantly to reach this far.
Roboteers, stand by.
What have you got in the arena for the house robots? Dead Metal, look at the saw and the pincers. And Shunt.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
This for third place then. Firestorm, Force, Flipper, Terrorhurtz with the axe. Very little ground clearance on Terrorhurtz for Firestorm to exploit, but a good shove there. Slightly the heavier the machines. Firestorm into trouble in the CPZ from Shunt. Down comes the axe of Terrorhurtz. And Firestorm on the end, on the receiving end of some mighty blows. Look at that! A huge hole appears in the front of Firestorm 4. Terrorhurtz, like a mad thing out there. Graham Bone and Hazel Heslop look worried, but what's happened to Terrorhurtz? They seem to have stopped. No, they haven't. I spoke too soon. Shunt comes out. Well, the axe is working, but apart from that, no. I don't think John Reed's machine is going anywhere. You can hop and jump about like a maddened flea as much as you want, but Firestorm 4 more measured and calm now. Know that Terrorhurtz have stopped. The ref bot is counting them down and out, and that maddened spurt and spasm at the start of this third, fourth place playoff did them in. Firestorm 4, as Terrorhurtz are counted out, finished third yet again. They're hopping and leaping, but it's Graham Bone and Hazel Heslop that finished third. Where are they going? Spirited to the end, the Terrorhurtz team. Great to see them here again, and we hope they return. Go on, Dead Metal, now completely trash their machine. On the fire will do. Go on, Shunt. Still the axe. That's going to be moving at Christmas in the year 2050, that axe. It'll still be axing away, even if it's the machine long gone into its robot grave. Somewhere the axe will be moving. It was frenetic and aggressive and hyperactive. And it was beaten into fourth place. What a run Terrorhurtz have had. I love their semi-final victories against Spawn again and Bigger Brother. But this is where it ends for Terrorhurtz. Fourth in Robot Wars, the Sixth Wars. The only question now, where will the punishment end? A little flick from Dead Metal, they've righted themselves. I was only joking, I wouldn't like to see it damaged. Well, too much anyway. And the pit, a welcome release and a welcome relief for the Terrorhurtz team. Cheerio for now, I hope. Firestorm finished third, once again.
Terrorhurtz, but Firestorm, they claim third place, they get bronze medal, they get a place on the podium. Let's hear it for Firestorm! Guys, I think you were so unlucky. I also think you immobilised yourself, because, come on, you've cranked that hammer up a bit more, haven't you?
I've cranked it right up to the limit.
I mean, the stage was shaking in that hammer. I mean, your robot started jumping in the air. At one point, you jumped into the flames. What are you trying to do there? Out of the frying pan or what?
Frustration.
I have never seen the house robots so scared of a robot before as well. They weren't going anywhere near you, you know?
They were hesitating a bit, wasn't they?
They certainly were. Unseated robot, you've come all this way.
Yeah.
Didn't quite get the third place, didn't quite get the place on the podium, but a tremendous achievement. Are you going to come back for more?
Definitely.
I reckon John is. He's going to do his usual trick, which is now the robot is more or less working, he's going to change it, try and improve it, and become unreliable, which is our hallmark.
You'll come back with a really dodgy robot
Yes,
again.
I probably will.
In the next wars, but good luck. I hope that doesn't happen. Ladies and gentlemen, Terrorhurtz!